Hey guys, it's Mark Jason here from Link Business. I've been going into cafes and restaurants for the last couple of weeks, as I normally do, speaking to business owners, and it absolutely astounds me how many business owners don't understand exactly what they're entitled to and what their rights are when it comes to COVID-19 affected businesses and reductions in rent, whether it's a commercial lease or a retail lease. Now, New South Wales State Government on the 24th of April passed legislation in relation to this. That follows a National Cabinet Code of Conduct that came out on the 7th of April, and it's different in every state and territory. I've put some links in here for the New South Wales people, but everyone needs to get across what their individual states and territories have mandated. And it's really important, and I encourage all of you to read it, to read the actual legislation and understand what your rights are in relation to your rental abatement and deferrals of your rent during this time. It's really important for you guys because if you're leaving money on the table if you don't understand what you're entitled to. I wanted to give you a quick overview of the legislation so you have an idea of what you're entitled to, but I really do encourage you all to read it for yourself. First thing is you need to enter these negotiations in good faith, and you need to do it with transparency, both sides. And it's all about continuing the lease. It's not about breaking the lease or anything like that. It's about keeping people in business and keeping the leases intact. The next thing is if you're entitled to JobKeeper, you're entitled to a rental reduction. The next part is if the rental reduction is proportionate. So if your business has been affected by, let's say, 20%, then your rental reduction is going to be by 20%. The next point, and this is really important for you to note, is that there is a minimum of 50% of that rental reduction that needs to be an abatement. A minimum, not a maximum. So it can be up to 100% depending on yours and the lessor's financial situations. Now, the deferral of any rent, if you do negotiate a deferral, that has to be over 24 months, and it has to be after the 6 months of the pandemic is over as guided by the government. So there's some other clauses around that as well. So I really encourage you to read those. You can negotiate other terms in the lease, and you can negotiate positions further than the 6 months. It's not about just the 6 months. You can even ask for an extension in your lease because of the reduced trading terms over the last 6 months and so on and so forth. The landlords can't kick you out for not paying your rent over this period, and they can't evict you or terminate your lease. They can't access your bond. They can't increase your rent during this period or penalise you in any way. They can't fine you for not opening your business if you're in a shopping centre during the pandemic period of 6 months as well. There's a lot of things in this legislation that you really need to get your head around, so I encourage you all to read it. Now, if you don't come to an agreement with your landlord, there are steps to work out a solution. The first one is that you need to get in touch with Services New South Wales, and they're going to put you in touch with the Small Business Commission for mediation. Now, if the mediation doesn't work out, you'll be referred to NCAT, and NCAT will adjudicate on what's to happen with your lease and how it's to be treated. Now, if any landlords are threatening termination or eviction at the moment, there is a fast track to NCAT to stop that from happening. So, as I said before, I've put the links in the post and on YouTube. I encourage you to read them, understand your rights, and get busy. This is for your benefit and to help you and your business survive during this time. So understand your rights before you go in and negotiate any of the commercial terms of your lease. Thanks for listening. I hope that helps.